Ain't nobody got me feeling like I'm feeling you, like I'm feeling you, like I'm feeling you.
Well,
Another day at the insane asylum.
truly.
We're back.
It's been a long week already.
It sure has been, but we're here. We're soldiering through.
We are.
We've made it through another season of Vanderpump. All that's left are the reunions. And our nation, when it comes to Vanderpump in particular, is more divided than ever.
Yeah, Vanderpump is like a great microcosm.
It's an incredible barometer of whether you've lost the plot and are a sandwich feminist or if you are a normal person with a functioning brain.
I just want to see a TV show.
And just want to like watch TV.
Yeah.
You just want to like have fun watching losers on TV.
It felt final to me.
I love that I feel like from last season onward, they have to treat every finale as though it could be the last time you'll ever see these people.
They've always done that though.
Yeah, because I guess they don't get renewed officially until like later on.
I mean, I remember the season when everyone hated Stassi and everyone was like, goodbye, Stassi. Like, see you never, when she was walking away from Sir and then she went to New York. But she was out and it felt like this is a series finale. And this felt
Part
this
of
felt
what I
like
like
the last
about-
time they're all going to be together.
Yeah, part of what I like about the show is that it could be the series finale every time. I like the like tease of we may never see these people again.
The threat of like apocalypse.
It's a total apocalyptic threat every finale. And now it's like more and more powerful with every passing season.
Yeah, it's like an extinction level event. It's LEELE.
I don't want to live in a world where I don't see these idiots gathering and like embarrassing themselves for my viewing pleasure. Like that doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, do they just start over with a new crop of people?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, they can never
No, they
replicate.
can't.
There's absolutely no way.
It's true.
I think
I'm just trying to give the options of like, if shit goes down where like
that's not an option.
people walk away or like, you know, the star of the show, Ariana, like decides I'm too famous for the show, which she is at this point.
I think,
Do they?
and I say this with truly the utmost love and light, she needs to leave. Are you scared of that?
I'm not scared of it. I think she needs now after how volatile the last like 5 minutes were. I'm like,
He's breathing. It's okay.
I'm like, make her come back, have her come back and just see. This was all still like a few months after the fact. Like, let's see how she is now. A year and some change and like a whole other level of fame. Like, I kind of want to see
the brainworms.
Angelina Jolie. Like,
Well-
that level of fame on a show like this. I want to see like paparazzi. I want to see like Kardashian style where it's like she's walking out and there's like flash, 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 flash. You know what I mean? I like that.
I hear that. And I would also propose a compromise,
Okay.
which is she, and again, I say this with love and light, is demoted to friend of, and she exists. She can strut down the street. She can make faces. And then she can like pick out ciabatta and like various lunch meats for her sandwiches. And then doesn't have to be with anyone else but Katie. And she can just be in Sa. And then she can like walk in and out of there.
By the way, we have a sign. For
There's a sign now. Okay, love that.
It's coming.
I'm going to figure out someone. I've decided that I'm going to find someone to pay to stand in line to get sandwiches for us that day.
Don't you think we should be there?
Absolutely not.
Cause a stir.
No, absolutely not. The people that are showing up to
I
that
know.
line
But don't you?
Are some of the most girl? No, it's a pay.
I like that, and we should do like, you know what? Maybe that can be like a two-niche
I think
sup
I'm thinking
crossover
it's
where
a
me, you, and
two-niche-
Elizabeth
I think it's a
chow
haul.
and just live. We could even like live Amazon Live it. Wait, what's with all these people doing it? Like Kyle Richards does Amazon Live all the time.
Oh yeah, it's their like secondary source of income. I think you can make a killing.
You should start doing it.
I know, I've thought about it. I find that I have like a little bit of like a moral, like I do love don't get me wrong, I ride for Bald Daddy and I am an Amazon Prime member and I love nothing more than like
the incredibly accomplished Ms. Lauren Sanchez.
I just want to say first and foremost what a kind, gorgeous, accomplished
helicopter pilot
Lauren Sanchez is, and I personally look up to her, period. But there's some part of me that has pause around just like blatantly shilling for Amazon, even though I essentially did that in the past when people like showered me with wish list gifts.
Okay, but you see, it's
people,
not up for debate. It's a like amorphous.
Yeah, but me doing a live and making a buck or two is not gonna like change anything.
Yeah,
but there are certain. I took a stand.
You can still wear your comrade hat.
I took a stand recently that I think you'll be proud of.
Okay.
So we were emailed. I get emailed to like vet potential brand sponsorships for SUP from the network that we're on. And they emailed to vet Meta as a brand because I guess Meta is about to do a big advertising buy in the podcast world. And I found myself saying, not approved. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And I said, not today, Zuck.
No, they're.
And I shocked myself because
you had like the tingle of like.
I was like, is this what activism feels like?
No, I mean they are.
Because I will literally like, I will shill. I don't give a fuck.
No,
like,
yeah.
Whoever wants to advertise on this podcast,
let's go.
like, let's fucking go. But that was where I truly, for
you
the first
ick.
time in my life, I was like, no.
You had that creeping like.
Yeah, I was like, this is creepy and weird. You're fucking weird.
You're fucking weird. Meta's weird, and like, yes, I exist on it in many ways, but like, they are god awful. Mark is Antichristos, but
they could pay like if they came
hot.
back and they said they're gonna pay you $50,000, I'd be like, okay, that's fine.
And one can admit that Mark has a glow up.
I think that was an AI photo.
I've been fooled a lot. I feel like old as fuck because
getting fooled.
I'm getting fooled left and right. I got fooled about.
I think you've been getting fooled about many things.
No, but the AI. I've been pretty like, oh, I can spot that. There was an AI a few months ago of this. It was like, this man. Look at this amazing hot guy in the 80s in Burger King. Like, this is what a real man is. And it was this hot motherfucker chowing down on a Whopper in Burger King in like 1987. And he kind of looked a little hair metal. And it was fucking fake. And so many people were like, wow, this guy's amazing. And I went, whoa. And then I realized it was AI. And then
I think that's what happens if you're on Twitter 24/7. You're going to get fooled.
I'm not on Twitter as much as I used to be.
Okay. I wouldn't know because I'm not on there. So I can't monitor your comings and goings. But
and then the Met Ball, there was a Katy Perry one that I thought was real.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Dua Lipa one that I thought was real. I was like, oh my God, I am a fucking like kooky aunt. They're
like one step away from like being like, this is your bank calling. Like, we need the passcode to your account.
I'm literally like who Jen Shaw is targeting. You're Nana. I'm getting a little Nana. And yes, I have brainworms, which leads me to my first. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is running as an independent and is causing a lot of trouble because his popularity, he's a little too popular for
some people's like
the Dems and the Repubs, but he's also a nutbag. And he came out today saying, and I'm like, why are you even?
I would never lead with this.
He's been doing that a lot lately where he's like, oh, I've been on Epstein's plane before. Like, it's like, why are you?
But here's my thought. I think that, so he came out and he said doctors found like a worm in my brain. A dead worm.
That had eaten.
They pulled it out and it had eaten some of my brain. And it's like, girl, keep that to yourself for now.
I know.
But my thought is like, Well, also I'm like, no one ever had to know about that.
No, he volunteered
Actually,
this info.
with like HIPAA laws, like.
Was this part of? Is he saying like a vaccine gave him a worm? Like what's he saying?
I don't think so.
He's just saying
I don't know. You read the article. What did he say?
He said they found a dead worm that had burrowed into his brain.
From where? His ear? How'd it get in there?
I don't have the fucking New York Times.
Okay, let me see.
I did my free views is over. His face kills me.
This is me when they tell me I have a worm in my brain.
Yeah.
This is me when they told me at my physical last week that it was time to get a mammogram.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, they have a worm in his brain. In 2010, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was experiencing memory loss and mental fogginess so severe that a friend grew concerned he might have a brain tumor. Mr. Kennedy said he consulted several of the country's top neurologists, many of whom had either treated or spoken to his uncle before his death the previous year of brain cancer. Okay, so he thought it was cancer. Could cancer run in the family? Several doctors noticed a dark spot on the younger Mr. Kennedy's brain scans and concluded he had a tumor. He said in a 2012 deposition reviewed by the New York Times. Mr. Kennedy was immediately scheduled for a procedure at Duke University Medical Center by the same surgeon who'd operated on his uncle, he said. While packing for the trip, he said he received a call from a doctor at New York Presbyterian Hospital who had a different opinion. Mr. Kennedy, he believed, had a dead parasite in his head. The doctor believed that the abnormalities seen on his scans was caused by a worm that got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died, Mr. Kennedy said in the deposition.
That is my worst fear.
Did the New York Times just drum up this random deposition and now they're saying this thing? I was under the impression that he like went on a podcast and was like, guys, there's a fucking doctor's found a worm in my brain and ate some of it.
You think it's like they're trying to smear him?
I think this is a hit piece.
The powers that be. That's my worst fear though, having a bug burrow into my brain.
I love that they're focusing on this. They're like, Joe Biden is fit to run.
Yeah.
But we need to drum up this deposition from like a decade plus ago.
We should check Biden and Trump for dead worms in their brains.
I know, girls. Like, if we're gonna really if we're gonna go down this fucking road,
We've
then
got
let's
two other
fucking
motherfuckers.
go. Yeah, like, come on.
Ugh. Where did it come from? Dare I ask?
When he learned about the parasite, he said he was also diagnosed with mercury poisoning. And he said he had cognitive problems in this deposition.
Okay.
But he's since recovered.
Why was he being deposed about this?
I don't know.
Can you imagine Cheryl Hines finding out this information?
I love.
Ow!
This is good and cunty. Asked last week if any of Mr. Kennedy's health issues could compromise his fitness for the presidency, Stephanie Spear, a spokeswoman for the Kennedy campaign, told The Times, "That is a hilarious suggestion given the competition."
I mean,
I like that. She said that.
It's true.
The campaign declined to provide his medical records. Neither President Biden nor Trump has released their medical records.
Of course. This is messy. Who cares? This is where we are, though.
Shut up. I'm done. I don't want to read any more of that.
You think it's a hit piece by the
I think it's a bit
lamestream
like
media?
It's clickbait of sorts.
I like the.
You like medical worm?
No, I just like the absurdity of where the news is going. You know,
it's literally like scrounging for a story.
Yeah.
I assumed that this was like, oh, this person like came out and publicly said this.
Yeah, I assumed he was on
I thought
Tom Segura's podcast and was like, I had a worm in my brain.
He's like, let me tell you about this.
Let me tell you about my fucking.
But no, it's like drummed up from somewhere else. Get a life. Get a life, I say.
New York Times has some explaining to do about.
But also like write about us.
Please.
No, what was I gonna say? I think the more pressing news, the more interesting news, the more fascinating news is that doctors or scientists just found like a fully preserved baby dinosaur in an egg.
This scares me. This scares me maybe more than a worm lodged into my cerebellum. My medulla oblongata.
Mm-hmm. So, a perfectly preserved dinosaur egg highlights the link to modern birds. Okay, that photo that I sent you on Instagram was just like a rendering. This is the rendering of
what's
this. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So basically they're like birds are dinosaurs is the big takeaway. And if you didn't already know that, you're kooky.
Only 90s kids will know.
90s kids know. Jurassic Park heads know.
They are, I mean, you see them, you're like, that's a raptor.
But I don't think like diehard Christians know that. Like, I don't know if Danny and Nia believe that dinosaurs are birds.
No. They think
the world is like 5,000 years old, like 6,000 tops.
Do they think that fossils are like hoaxes planted?
I think like some Christians are out here being like the world is 6,000 years old.
Oh yeah,
and that's the that on that.
No, absolutely. I'm wondering though if they think that like
I'm just like
fossils
obsessed.
have been planted by like
big, they don't believe in
dino.
like cavemen. Then
no,
they like don't believe in rocks.
No, Adam and Eve was like 7,000 years ago, maybe, in like Turkey. Literally.
I'm like, what about like literally everything? And they're like, don't believe it.
One day I do, just out of like morbid curiosity, I want to go to that giant Noah's Ark.
Same. I'm dying to go there.
In like, where is it, Missouri or something?
No, it's in like Tennessee, I think.
Yeah, I just want to go because it's
cool.
It looks like a spaceship. It's so fucking big.
It's
but
important.
I want to go in and just like
behold. And like cosplay. And be like, what if
Noah was real?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I had this book of like mysteries as a child, and it was like a hardcover book, and it just was like various cryptids and great mysteries in history. And one of them was that these people were excavating Mount Ararat in between Turkey and Armenia, and they found an outline of an ark. And they said that's biblically accurate of where Noah's ship was. And I think it was just like a little crater, but they made it convincing.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm open to like Noah and his ark.
But it was maybe if
like,
that
do I
was
think every creature from the entire world got in a boat? No. But do I think a man like built a boat and it was
during
like
a heavy rain season?
Yeah, and it was like a tale passed down from generation to generation. Sure.
But it was probably like 16,000 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think it like. I mean, I don't think it was 16,000 years ago that a man built.
Well,
a boat.
I'm being facetious and.
But like, I think
rounding up time in an extreme way to say that like the Christian people are just off.
I'm like, then what is anything if the earth is 6,000 years old?
Listen.
They're like, you know
that they don't have answers for that. They just go, wait, did you hear about, speaking of, there's this fucking crazy, it feels like
I
was just looking at his pause.
Okay.
Feels like it's about to become like bigger news, but this pastor in Georgia or South Carolina last weekend was giving his Sunday sermon, and then like afterward he was like, I need everyone to stand up, and he said, now I need you to promise me you'll still come to church every weekend because I'm not going to be here for a while. And he goes, as some of you know, my wife has been struggling and she took her own life last night up in North Carolina. And everyone, you can hear being like, and he delivered this like kind of cheeky, like joke filled sermon, and then dropped the bomb at the end of it that his wife took her own life. And now friends of hers and like people are on Instagram and social media being like, this doesn't add up. Like they think he had something to do with it. he was abusive, allegedly. It's pretty crazy, though.
This is a South Carolina pastor.
Yeah. But she was like living in North Carolina, I guess, and they were in some separation. But he's like, as many of you know, she's been struggling.
Whoa. It's been ruled a suicide.
But I saw a close friend of hers was like taking to social media being like, I don't believe this. He was terrorizing her, blah, blah, blah. How could he switch from being the grieving husband to being like the jokey pastor? And I was like, that's showbiz.
Yeah, that's a weird way to go about like revealing that info.
Right?
I'm like, you could also just take a personal day.
No, but God, when God calls.
Yeah.
But that's just crazy. And like, I live near a church that is very active, and my God, like most nights of the week, there's just throngs of people like just hanging out. There's music playing. Everyone's really attractive, dressed really nice, like cool, kind of like Euphoria style. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, there's something every night.
They're gathering.
They're fucking gathering.
Yeah. They want to gather. Yeah. Let's do it.
That was another exciting round of
Events Horizon.